Namaste, family of light, and namaste, family of light who are here in this beautiful round table at the home of Reverend Annie Ing. Also, too, we are broadcasting live from Sedona, Arizona, and we always have a general chat. I want to say hello to everybody who's coming on board. Hello, Sheila and Margreta. Hello, Margreta, and Haley and Donna and Deborah and everybody coming on board. So for those that are looking usually at this time for the anchoring light transmission meditation, for most of you is going to come not live, but later into your feed. And just to say that everybody's welcome to participate in this transmission meditation. It's been going on for 15 years, every Monday without fail. 15 years is hard to believe, but here we are, and for a reason, because we are very well aware of the fact that we are part of a spiritual hierarchy. You could say that we are the boots on the ground, but we are interdimensional beings, which if anybody's listening to this kind of figured that out already, and that we work with the ascended realms of light. So it is one, what we call the Amishadai, the family of light, on many different dimensions, realities, and dynamics, but we create this singularity, which is actually composed of unconditional love in higher service. That's what binds everybody together. So I welcome you, anybody who would like to be a part of the anchoring light. We do not do the transmission meditation on Facebook Live. We just have our chat. That's what we've been doing for years. We always have a little chat and talk, and then afterwards, everybody goes into the meditation. If you're interested in going into the meditation, everyone is welcome. All you need to do is look at the Cosmic Center Facebook page. You will see the Anchoring Light Transmission Meditation with Baba Sharon. That is me. That's my spiritual name. Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about what's been going on over here and how we all got here. First of all, a year and a half ago, Reverend Annie and I were here together, and also with a friend by the name of William. And we usually come to the Easter conference of the Academy of Future Science. That's Dr. J.J. Hurtak, Dr. Desiree Hurtak. And for those of you that are familiar with that work, you know, they travel all around the world. So in the United States, they're here for the Easter time. So for years, I've been coming. And so this one particular time, we were invited by Annie to be at her home. She has a home here in Sedona, Arizona, right by Bell Rock. And the very first time we did a transmission from Arizona was in fact at Bell Rock. Now, during that particular visit, a lot of things happened, including my own initiation into my own health, which I could tell you that how I was then to how I am now is like I have a different body. It's just amazing. So a lot of times when we have these challenges, and we had a road that we just came from that was very challenging, okay, it's just to say that sometimes life is like that, but when you put in the effort and get to the other side, truly miracles can take place. And so during this time, received a very clear transmission guidance, okay, from the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother's presence, well, she's been here trying to get people's attention about peace and coming through the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love. She shows up on toast. I mean, she shows up any kind of way she can to get our attention. And most recently, I just learned, you know, of course, we know about Fatima, we know about Lourdes, but a lot of people don't know about her presence in Rwanda before that genocide. She was trying to give, you know, guidance and information there too. So it is her who wishes the ascension of the planet, peace on the earth, and really as a mother, loving her children and saying, you have to behave better. And this is the way you need to behave. Well, it is this energy that said there needs to be healing of the land. And if you think about it, just think of the history of this planet, okay? And remember, information is stored in bone and stone, All right. So those frequencies remain there, good, bad, or indifferent. And this is not the first time that this request to heal the land has come. This happened originally in South America when I was in Peru and had a magnificent Lake Titicaca, just a phenomenal experience that we would do, a special ceremony. It was just the most amazing thing. And it was during that time I had a dream. The dream indicated like, wow, just had this amazing thing. How come this like pretty horrific dream? And came to find out it was all that took place in that land. They had a civil war, whatever was going on, and that was the energies. And we stopped and we healed and we prayed for the land. So as beautiful as Arizona is and the desert and stuff, there's still a lot of stuff that's here that needs to be healed, the entire planet. So the request from the Divine Mother, okay, which is who our mother is, Pachamama. It is the earth that we are on. She is feminine in nature, is to bring back the balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, because the imbalance is the dominance of the patriarchy, okay, and not bringing in that part of the matriarchy to bring that balance. And so this is the time for this to happen, which is why you're going to see lots of women, okay, and men who honor and hold that divine feminine aspect of themselves is going to be rising up, because there's the need for that to happen, to bring balance to the world. So many of us are going to be asked to do things, okay, whatever that may be, that where you see something that's imbalanced or a request to say, you know, as opposed to me coming warlike or me reacting, okay, or I must be like this, and it has its purpose too. That has its purpose. But if it's just this, but not the divine feminine aspect of it, which I would say the soft power, like Queen Elizabeth, who had just passed, she had a soft power. And even though she was born into perhaps some would say a very corrupted system, internally, she did things to try to bring balance and peace in her own way. So here we are together, all light workers coming on board, waking up and saying, if not me, then who? It can't be, well, somebody else is going to do that. No, you got to do it. You recognize it, then you're responsible for that. So that is the work that we've been doing. We just went to Palenque and Boynton. Okay, for those of you who are familiar with those trails, and every step that we put on the earth, every morning we come together, we put our intentions forward. Those of you who know the Celestian prophecy, you know how these things go. You start the journey. It is the journey. It is the spiritual journey. And amazing things started to happen immediately. And one of the things that happened yesterday was a big highlight. We have one of our sisters here that were looking for the heart rocks, those little heart rocks. And, you know, a lot of us too, the journey is like, could be a little challenging. We have to stop, take a breath, whatever we have to do. Okay. But along the journey, we heard this music of the flute, and somebody was there doing their love, doing their part through music of playing the flute. And we got to that section, or a group of us got to that section first and saw the gentleman who was playing the flute. Well, of course, super light worker, playing the flute for the earth, his way of giving love to the earth. And guess what? He had these heart rocks, which was so amazing. And each one of us got this beautiful heart rock. I mean, the synchronicity of what's been going on. So we're only here 2 days. Is that correct? Is it 2 days? Seems like a week. We're in day 3. We're losing track of time over here, but just amazing synchronicities, everybody getting triggered off, just amazing. And we're going to do more trips like this, because these trips are important to do. They really are important to do. So I just want to mention to everybody that you know, these are very important times, and I get the one message I want to get, and I'm going to talk about us doing some work together right now regarding the elementals, particularly in Southwest Florida, where there's a hurricane or looking to do that. When we remember who we are, we remember our power. We have forgotten who we are, and we are to come back online. We are made in the image of the divine. We are made in the similitude, and therefore we are co-creators. And our thoughts have great power. Our words have great power. When we become to realize who we are and our power to create circumstances, then we become very, very good custodians of what we're thinking and what we're saying. Then we become even more empowered as we walk our path of mastery, when we no longer react to a situation, but we instead act. Two different things: reaction, knee-jerk. Okay, mastery is when you now move above the drama of the polarities, okay? And you come to this higher level of the neutral observer. And then you reach that part of the neutral observer, transcending fear, transcending drama, all of this stuff. Then you can look from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum, see things in a broader context, and make the correct decisions, the correct movements and things that you should do. So that's the path of mastery. Is it easy? No. We're very programmed. There's a lot of unpacking of things that we have been taught. There's things of trauma in our past. Everybody, as a good friend of mine says, is responsible for healing and improving themselves. That's your job, to heal and make and become a better person, a better individual. Okay, and many of us, all of us, not many of us, all of us have to start with the healing journey. So I would say that my healing journey has been all our life, I believe, but most certainly I would say that Arizona was a big trigger, because the last time, a year and a half ago, I told Annie and our friend William to leave me on a rock, a cathedral rock, and leave me here to die, and you guys go ahead. That's how I felt. That's how horrible I felt. I will tell you, I went hiking today and I'm almost becoming an Annie. I cannot believe how my body has been going up these hips and back. Believe me, a complete transformation, transfiguration, and transcendence to what it was a year and a half ago. So do miracles happen? You better believe they happen. You better open your consciousness to know that no matter how depressing or dark things seem to be, remember the resurrection, remember the rising phoenix. It is an energy, it is real. Embrace it and you will be amazed. Okay, get out of that 3D consciousness, get up there to the 5th dimension. Many of us are working here on the 3D, but our consciousness is 5-dimensional already. We're already there, and that's what we want to go ahead. Are we ageless? Yes, we are. Are you going to listen to the program? No, we're not, because we have a higher program that we're connected to, and that transcends all that other stuff. So right now, I want to take a moment, and those of you from all around the world, thank you for being here. We want to bring our thoughts in Florida, in the United States, and that's where I live, and many of us live in Southwest Florida. And specifically along the West Coast, because there is a hurricane or a tropical storm that wants to develop into a hurricane. And of course, this happens for this area. Now, let me just mention about the elementals and the weather. We do have an impact on the weather. We absolutely do, in consciousness, both unconscious as well as conscious. And we have to understand that we are part of a myriad of life forms, myriad. And once again, to give the honor, okay, it's not just the humanity, there's so many life forms there. One being the elementals. They have their job, okay, they're to bring balance as best as they can. Do they need to clean up the planet? Yes, they do. So we come with great honoring to those elementals and say, thank you for the rain. Thank you for what's going to come and clear away debris and things all over to bring in new growth. Okay, there's these, but when it's off balance, because humanity, who's supposed to be the caretakers of the planet are off balance, then you have extremes. You have the extremes and the polarities that are no longer coming into the center to hold the perfect balance. So what we want to do now is simply say a prayer. We say a prayer together and ask everybody to join us for this. That the system of the elementals that are creating this storm, which of course rain and wind is so important for the planet and for all life, that we would ask with great respect, okay, of their function, of what they do, and simply say, we honor you and we thank you. Can you do this that you need to do in such a way that it does not have such impact or destruction in the area of where it is being focused on? If it can, to please move towards the ocean or do it in such a way that it doesn't have to be so extreme and it could be less intense in areas of population of animals and humans, that it could be a way that could be still achieving its goal of purification, but yet be able to do it in such a way that will not cause a lot of suffering and heartache. And this is our prayer that we are sending to it. Let us all now just visualize, okay, as we see the winds, okay, becoming less intense, still be able to do what it needs to do, and a movement in consciousness that's going to where it brings in the most that it needs to do with the least amount of human and animal suffering. And if it chooses to move more towards the water, move more into those geographical areas on the planet, okay, that will not impact human populations of cities and villages and things like that. And so let us just hold this intention with great gratitude for the work that needs to be done for these natural things that take place to attempt to keep our world balance. And we say, thank you. And we see this hurricane moving in a direction, coming in less intensity, that's going to do the work it needs to do, but not impact or create human suffering. Amen. Thank you all, beautiful light workers on Facebook Live. We will see you next Monday back in Sarasota, Florida. Okay, namaste to our Facebook Live light workers.